do this? Why is this so different? Why am I sideways? Hello, Patricia. Hold on. How do I? Hold on. There we go. Okay, I'm not sideways anymore. There we go. Hello, Joy. Okay, now how do I do this? Like this? Ah, there we go. All messages. Okay, what's up, everybody? We're going to be building one of my. Let me turn the volume off here so I don't hear it in my ears. Why is it so different? It's always different, man. It's always. How do I just mute it? I guess I can just turn down the volume. But that's not how I want to do it. Hold on. Maybe this? Chat for community moderation. Okay, whatever. I'll just turn it down. Oops. I just turned it all the way up. There we go. Daryl. Holy cow. I haven't seen you in a minute, Daryl. Glow. Is Glow here? Hello? Okay, so all of you who got one of these, well, I got. It's very windy, so you might hear wind. Actually, you know what? I'll close that door. You'll hear it less. It's very windy and rainy today, which is great for the living roof. If you've been following along with my shorts, I'm trying to get my roof on the two-door shed, the Tudor shed, the OBS OSB SOB. I'm trying to get that roof to grow, and it's raining right now, and it's been hot-ish, and so I'm hoping to have some success with that. But anyway, back on track here. Anyone who got one of these show books, I don't know what to call it exactly, but one of these books that kind of catalogs my show. Well, let me flip it this way. It's going to be backwards to you in this view. Well, I got the pages back from the printer. Got a couple boxes here filled with all of them. So, wait. These are all the same page except for this. They printed it wrong, so they had to reprint some stuff. But that's okay. I got it all back here. We're gonna build a book or two here while we hang out. I have all your comments here. I'm gonna flip this around and I'll probably put you somewhere. And I'll try to answer questions and stuff. If you have questions, it doesn't have to be about the book necessarily, but I mean, that would be great. If you don't have a book on the way, like if you haven't ordered one and you would like one, they're $75 Canadian dollars. In American dollars, that's probably around like $60 or something like that, or maybe $50. I'm not sure. If you're in the US, there's a tariff thing or something. There's a customs thing. I don't know if it's still a tariff or what, but there's an extra $30-ish charge on that you'd have to pay as well. And for those of you who've already ordered one, I thought you had to pay it on your end because that's what our thing said. But I guess you have to pay for it before we send it out. So everyone, I'll have to email you a couple dozen people or whatever it was to get that kind of sorted out. Forgive me for not knowing that. I thought it was sorted already, but it's not. If you would like to skip that $30 charge, I do have some that are in the US already that we can ship out from the US. Thank you to Patty G for that. Who does not like being called Patty G? And someone else called her Patty because I kept calling her Patty. And I don't think they said it to her, but I just started laughing. I was like, don't call her that. I don't even think I'm allowed to call her that. But thank you to Patricia. Or give us the address for any US. Well, here's the thing. All the books that are in the US are not signed. I don't know how many there are. There's probably like 6 or something. There's not a lot. They're not signed. If you want them signed, you got to pay the extra $30, I guess. If you don't want them signed, you don't care, you just want the book and you want to look through it and read it, there's lots of anecdotes, there's lots of fun little stories in here. This is like a handmade book. In fact, here I have the rough copy. So, like, this is like hand glued on. The numbers are hand transferred on. These pictures are hand taped on. And then, of course, it's a photocopy, if you will. It's a high resolution scan, but these are not high resolution printouts. So, for example, let's go to that one. You can't pick the picture off, but you can see the tape. I don't know how well you can see that on camera here, especially this camera. This camera is balls. Hold on, let me turn this around. Oh, hello, Parched. I got to figure out a good place to put you. Also, hold on. I'm going to leave for a second. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I just wanted to make sure that we had the best connection that we could have. Okay. I got to check this. Okay, you can kind of see everything that's going on. So, at each one of these books is handmade, like I said. They have my touch, if you will, all over them. Do you think we need a microphone, or can you guys hear me okay from here if I talk at this volume? Let me know, please, in the comments, and we'll go from there. Oh, hello, Jane. Hello, Daryl. Hello, Parched. Did you ever check my description for the book on the website? I did not, but thank you for doing that. If you guys would like to check out my website, www.www, I think 2 backslash dash Joshua. The O is a 0. The S is a $sign. The U has the 2 dots on it. Slash www.alex dash www.and er.store.com.ca.org. Okay, very easy to get to. Just all of that web address, and you should be able to find it. Okay, let's see. Does everyone? Sound is okay. I can hear, but it's low. Okay. Where is it? I just had it. I literally just had it. Oh, here it is. Oh, of course. It's freaking empty. So I don't actually have... Okay, I don't have a microphone, so I'm probably just going to try to talk loud. Forgive me. Forgive me. Okay? Sorry, can you repeat the address? Okay, that would be insane if anyone actually tried to use that as a web address. It's actually just joshuaalexander.ca or .store or .com. Maybe not .com. I don't know if we got that one, but try one of those and it should work. Okay? And I guess the book is on there. You can get it. Even if you're in the US, it's still only $75 Canadian, okay? Okay. Let's make one. So the first thing we do, put that back in there. We take a yellow piece of paper. We stick it in the old typewriter. Okay. Turn it on. Oh yeah. Okay. This is the page that I would sign. It has a little Bible verse reference here. And then if you wanted it signed, I would sign it here probably. Or we could also sign it on the back page, which is pink. Okay? We could sign it here. And I just creased that. My bad. Whoever gets this one, you got a on-screen creased page. Okay, so each one has the same reference, but every book that I've made has a different reference. Okay, this one is Ezekiel. Oh, come on. Hold on, I don't know how to. I don't know how to do this, just so you know, okay? Okay. The ink or whatever was not showing up very good. Okay, Ezekiel 4:15, and I'm just gonna do that a bunch of times. So we're gonna. So the whole book has been typed out on this typewriter, save for a few things are not. And it's just kind of for the flavor of the book. And I got this specifically to make the book. By the end of it, I was kind of okay at typing on this. But if you get the book and you look through it, you'll be able to see, like, I got so many screw ups. Let's see if I can find one that I can show you right away. Oh, did I not screw up on the first page? I must have. Oh yeah, here. I don't know how well this will show up, but right here it's whited out. You can see the white out tape. Let's see if I can find a more obvious one. Here's one. Here's a couple pages that I printed on the computer because it's sort of separate from the projects in the book, the different paintings in the book. You see, I hand drew some stuff on the pages and stuff. I must have not screwed up too much on it. These are not printed in high resolution, so some of the artifacts don't really show up. But in the second edition of this book, it will definitely. I hope it'll show up. We'll see. This is an 80s and 90s show, and I wanted it to be very 80s and 90s, so I did it with this coily thing here. But I did not mean for the resolution to be 80s and 90s. But it fits the vibe, so I'm okay with it. But I will work on getting a more high quality printing, and the only thing is that increases the price of the thing afterwards. Come on. I know I screwed up a lot in here. Oh, here's an obvious one. I said my brother Will's nickname, and then I don't know how I screwed up, but I had to retype in nickname. So I whited it out. On the original, you can see it, obviously. Here, I screwed up. I said, but things like color theory are concepts I never took time to learn. And I spelled things with an E somehow, so I just backspaced and pressed the I a bunch of times to, like, cover it up. So you'll notice that a lot. And then, like, it jogs a little bit. I don't know how to use a typewriter very well, but I was figuring it out in here. And I even make reference to figuring it out in this book. It's a very candid writing, if you will. Yeah, so if you have any questions, please ask them, and I'll try to answer them. Put the bar down on the paper. Oh, is that what I'm supposed to do? Wait, how do I do that? Oh, here we go. See, I'm learning. I need rain, lots of rain. It's raining a lot today. Can a lot of people not hear me? I think this phone maybe just sucks. Hold on a second. Maybe if I just just move you a little bit closer. Hello, Wise. Okay. And I could go get a microphone. You guys vote I get a microphone and put it in a external microphone. Yeah, so I eventually figured it out, but I still screw up a lot. Like, I think I just spelled that wrong there. It took me forever to make this book too. You weren't expecting me to blow in your ear? I'm sorry. Okay, I'm gonna go get a microphone. You guys chill right here. Think of a good question for when I come back, and then we'll spend some time answering some questions, okay? I'll be right back. Can you guys hear me? Comment and whisper if you can hear me. Whisper, perfect. Okay, I'm going to put you guys back over here then. No, it's going to be very annoying for me later. There? Okay. I can't see what you guys can see, but let me just check here because I have this other device. Okay. You made me jump. Good question. Which painting took the longest to do, and did it take less or more time than typing up the book? Oh, out of all of these paintings here in the book, the one that took the longest, gosh, let me think here. Whoops, that's definitely wrong. Probably what was that? Was that this? Did you guys hear that beep? I don't know what that was. Probably the Inigo Montoya one. I suspect that one was. I suspect that one was the longest. Did it take longer than doing the book? No, the book took it took so long. It took so long because think, and Tracy knows this. I've typed everything on the computer. Then Tracy corrected everything, spelling mistakes,
cadence and like flow, sent it back to me. Then I started copying off the computer onto here. But then I kept thinking of new stuff. And so I just typed up more stuff. And then also the font on the computer versus the font here was different. So all my layout and stuff that I did on the computer was all for naught, because this can only print in one font and only one size. So I had to I had to just figure out a new layout as I went. And to do that, I had to either omit stuff or include more stuff just so that I could fill up the page nicely, which I'm actually glad it worked out that way, because I included a bunch of stuff that I had initially forgotten about. And what I mean by that is this, oh, I put a $sign in that one by accident. Whoops. This project, if you will, is inspired by my childhood, kind of. So, for example, okay, Archie. I painted Archie, this very classic Archie picture. The first books that I ever read, I mean, I've read a bunch of books before this, but the first ones that I remember enjoying and purposely wanting to read were Archie comics from my older brother, Ken. So I talk about that in here somehow, some way. I can't remember exactly what I said, but yeah. And then I have like a picture of my studio, which is right behind you guys. And I have all the Archies on that shelf there. The Mask, I talk about watching Pet Detective, Ace Ventura Pet Detective, and getting in trouble for it. But I painted The Mask for another reason, and I spend a couple of pages here talking about that. The Indiana Jones and stuff, I talk about, you know, all that stuff. I talk about not having watched Back to the Future until this project. So that's not really childhood, but, you know, you kind of get the idea. Okay, now I'm going to cut all these. Oh, hello, Renee. You should write a full memoir about your life. You're an excellent storyteller. Oh, well, thank you. Most of my stories are not true. Everything in the book is true. Renee knows about another project. I don't know if we'll ever do it, but... Okay, so I'm hand cutting out everything in here, because even if I don't end up putting together every book, at least one page will be put together by me. Okay? So they'll all have a personal touch. So even though these are printed, it still has that personal touch there as well, where I make one page, you know. And then even if the rest of the book was put together by someone else, which, you know, if I need help or whatever the case is, yeah, you still got that little personal touch. So what we do is we take the black cardstock. Almost forgot what it was called, for frick's sakes. Sarah's got to go. Oh, I hope you're doing better, Sarah. Yeah, Shakota should be up and running on his Madness Monday. So, yeah. How's the garden doing? Everything I planted last Sunday is up already. Oh, nice. We're not going to do our garden this year. Instead, we are going to cover it so we're trying to get the ground nice and rich. Okay, I want to grab something, because do you think this is dirty? I mean, it looks dirty, but maybe it's not. I can't tell. Well, you know how I'll be able to tell? Wait, this is white. Yeah, it's dirty. Can't do it. Can't do it. I don't want to get too much schmutz. I need what can I use? I can use cardboard, which I have. I have a clean piece of, oh, I know what I have. Okay, I'll be right back. Actually, you guys will still hear me. Okay, next good question. I like the memoir idea thing, but like I'm not old enough for anyone to care about that, and I haven't done anything too particularly interesting. Although I appreciate your suggestion. Okay, here we go. Got a piece of foam core. This will work perfect. It's a black foam core, so I'll be able to see all the dust and stuff on it if there is any. A little dusty, but nothing too egregious. Okay, so put that there for now. Throw that in the tall grass. Okay, we need to turn. This is on the cooling right now. I don't want to screw that up again. Those of you on my Patreon, when I made the first round of books, knew that I screwed up Zenovia's, which is somewhere. She still has it. Oh, it's right there. And then I had to buy another one. And we screwed it up, but somehow it came back to life. And I'm hoping hers will come back to life too. It'd be neat if I painted some of my memories. Ooh. Sounds sandpapery. What, the table or this? Okay. Where did I put that? Right here. Okay. So each page gets one of these. Hopefully I spelled it right in each instance. Okay. So we'll just glue it on. Like so. Put it there at the bottom, roughly in the middle. Wipe off my hands. Okay, so that's page number 1, basically, right? When we open the book, it's the first thing that we see. Now, next, actually, you know what? Let's make all of them, all of what I've cut out, just because I don't want to lose them. Not that it's hard to make more, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. I asked earlier, what art piece are you working on right now? And is it a painting or a sculpture? Okay. Well, you know what you saw yesterday, Glow. I haven't been making very much, but yesterday, if you're on my Patreon, let me show you guys who are not. I made this for the giveaway, which we're going to be doing today at 3 p.m. my time. We made a little tooth. On Patreon, we do a build of the month. And for, I don't know, for 2 or 3 months, we've done smaller builds of the months, which is to say, like, we just did some easy giveaways. This time I actually spent a few hours making a little project, and I wanted to do something that's like classic Josh, classic me, which is something weird or random. And I like making just dumb fun stuff. So we made this tooth, this molar, out of steel. So it's like 4 sockets and 2 rail spikes, and then 2 cutlery handles. Made this up, and then a bunch of filler that I just welded on, and it turned out pretty cool. I like this. I was gonna make what do you call it? A 4-root tooth, but then I figured I wouldn't be able to get in here. And then I was like, I've never made a 2-root tooth. And I've never made them out of steel before. Why do we have ghosts in here today? How did that even happen? What the heck was that? I've mostly made teeth out of clay, or only out of clay. But this time I did it out of steel. I just thought it would be a fun little sculpture to make. And so this is what I've made. But of course, Glow, you already know that, but now everyone else knows that as well. Oh, that's this. This made the beeps. So now it's cooled. Haha, that's what the beep was before. I'm just going to turn this off for now, so we're not just wasting its mechanics or whatever. We don't need it just yet. But why did the vacuum turn on? That was so weird. Smudge the place, right? Yeah, we got ghosts in the freaking house. What the hell? Okay, let's get another one. Have you ever made any art that you were intending to sell but liked it too much to sell. I do that all the time. So a lot of artists, including myself, are very hard on themselves, and they don't like what they create oftentimes. And that is true for me as well, but a lot of the time it's how do I say this? How can I make this make sense? I think about like this, for example, this tooth, there's all these scratches in here. If I had the patience and the proper sanding discs, I could get all these scratches out and I could make this super smooth, right? I could spend another couple hours on it. I wanted to have some irregularities to it. But I'm actually happy with this. I like this. I think this is so freaking cool. If I saw this somewhere, I would want this if I didn't make it. Do I want to keep this? Yes, I do want to keep it, but I can make another one. Now, the question was, do I ever keep something that I've made to sell? There are things that I don't care if they don't sell because I get to keep them. But ultimately, everything is for sale. Or most things are for sale. Like if I make something for Ashley, for example, then, you know, I get to enjoy it too. And if she doesn't like it, then I'll just sell it or whatever. Let's see. What is something that I've really liked and had a hard time letting go of? There's some paintings where I'm very proud of them because I you know, had an ultimate execution, if you will, where I'm like, okay, that's exactly what I had envisioned. You know, even if it has flaws and stuff in it, sometimes like that's like for me, like I make out of reclaimed and stuff. Flaws are kind of the idea. Now, I'm not purposely trying to make flaws, but sometimes, like for example, in here, I'm running very low on gas, which if you watched, then you knew that. So there's some porosity in here, but I think that looks awesome for this sculpture. So I'm super happy with that flaw. Someone else who's a better welder, someone who is a welder might be like, there's porosity in there. That's wrong. You're not supposed to have that in welding. I'm not proud of this. Toss it in the tall grass. I totally get that. But for me, I'm like, that's a happy accident. I'm glad that happened. And I often do that on purpose. I didn't do it on purpose on this one, but I often do that on purpose in some of my sculptures. Make 31 more and you'll have a complete set. Yeah, there you go. I was not trying to tell secrets. Oh, yeah, no. I didn't think that. Although if you join my Patreon, there's lots of secret stuff. Well, there's some secret stuff. There's not a lot. I don't want anyone to be disappointed and be like, what the heck? There's no secret stuff over here. Because Patreon knows more stuff that I don't share on the regular feed, which some of the bigger stuff you can see as low as $1 on occasion, which Patreon does help out a lot in my pursuit as an artist. But of course, if you're just here, that's awesome too. I always say it's not worth it to join my Patreon. Okay, so that we got that. I'll cut out these other ones like off camera when I do the rest. We're only going to do, I guess we'll make these, we'll finish these books, or we'll see how it goes. Okay, next question. Thank you, Renee. I hope your ghost makes something by itself. Dude, what is up with ghosts always doing the weirdest shit? Can you imagine just a person coming in here and then just going, why isn't it turning on now? All right, there really is a ghost in here. There we go. Can you imagine just a person doing that? Like, that's not scary at all. But why would a ghost do that? And why is it scary when a ghost does? You know? Or like this. Oh, I don't want to. I was going to turn this light off, but I don't actually want to do that because then it'll connect to my phone, which is annoying. But you know, why does a ghost do this? I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but why does a ghost open a door and then close it? You know, some of the most fake looking ghost footage is when drawers open and cutlery goes flying. I've seen that so many times. It's so not convincing because it can be done with a string. So can opening a door, I suppose, but like just the way that it's like super violent, or when a bunch of stuff happens all at once, but it's all things that look almost choreographed is not the right word, but you know, it's just, I don't know. Do I believe in ghosts? I kind of do, but I kind of don't at the same time. Okay, we're gonna grab out some of them. I hope this box has. Now, what's awesome, the printer, they put these in order, which I thought was pretty nice of them, including the covers. Yes, awesome. Okay, they did do that, but I gotta just make sure that they put the covers in the actual order. So actually, now we'll need this on because we'll laminate. So let's go to 5 mil. Okay. Door closing is polite. Yeah, very nice. Why are there no modern ghosts? For real. Yeah, like there's no ghost who's just dressed like this. You know, there's no like, although sometimes people say they see modern soldiers as ghosts, and that's creepy. But they're always like Victorian era. You never see a caveman ghost. You never see someone just being like, ooga booga, I'm a... Actually, they wouldn't be able to say anything. They wouldn't be able to say any words because they wouldn't have language. But like, there's none of that. Okay, where was... I had one cover somewhere, right? Shoot, where did I put it? Where did I put it? Did I put it in here? Okay, because this cover, this goes here, and this goes here. That's my original. This is just one. Shoot, where did I put the... Here it is. Okay, we'll put this tooth over here. Okay. Does anybody watch the TV Ghost? It's a comedy. Very good writing, though. Very good writing, though. I really enjoy it. Excuse me. I don't think I even heard of it. That's why I told him to unplug anything dangerous. Is that table saw turns on? Oh my gosh. That would be wild. Okay, let's these to the side. So they obviously don't print this page because I make that page. So let's just go through. Okay, so we got the cover, which we'll laminate. So we'll actually put that to the side for a second. We got the main cover. We got the yellow pages, I call them, which is basically just yellow loose leaf that I wrote the intro to the show on. And then they're all numbered, so it's easy to go through them. So to go through each one is going to be just a little time consuming. Siobhan had a ghost that would start up her turntable in the middle of the record. So then also, how do these Victorian era people know how to use modern technology? You know? The premise of the show Ghost is that everyone who ever died on the property over the ages still haunt the property. Definitely some modern ghosts. It's clever. Oh, that sounds fun. Let's see here. A potholder appeared next to my convection oven. I don't own this. Yo, that's probably not a ghost. That's probably just some weirdo who breaks into your house to cook and doesn't like your potholders. I think there's a British version of Ghost, but I'm watching the modern North American version. Ah, the better version. What gets me is I think about it. Most of the ghost stories you hear in America are white people, no native. Oh, there's that too. Like native folks have a lot of, or I shouldn't say a lot. I guess I don't know for sure, but they do have some mysticism as well. Like the star people, for example. So far, these are all in order, which is great. Bigfoot, you know, like Wendigos, depending on like where I'm from, Tree 6. There's a few things, and like things are adopted and borrowed and stuff and changed a little bit. But you know, things that I learned about. Oh, you know what I love about this page? You see how it's, well, I don't know how well you'll be able to see that, but you see how it's a little off colored? It's because it's got this yellow page on the other side. And since the paper that I used, let me see if I can find the original here. Let me see. There it is. So the original page that I used, you can see the yellow through it. And so when it scanned this, it scans in a nice high resolution that it like just pulled that through in the photocopy. And I just think that's freaking awesome. I don't know why, but I just like that scrapbook, you know, junk diary look. And like all the books that I've made are like that. This being the third one. Okay, so this is the page that we don't need anymore. So we'll throw that in the tall grass. We'll just put that there for now. And we replace it with this one because that one is missing a name, Jolene, but I put it in this one. Okay, then we got this page, and then we need a pink, which I think we have here. Here we go. We'll put pink here, and then this is the back page here. So, do we put it in the... So this, yeah. So this will go here like this. Bam. Okay, so let's laminate these. Let me put this over here for now. Okay. You're First Nation, aren't you, Josh? I am, but only partly. Okay. Let's see here. Let's go with a little, sorry, you're going to see the back of my head for a minute here. We have a few lamination pages. Now, I don't have room to screw up, so I hope I don't screw up. Let me grab the pages. That will help. So the covers are on 100 pound, and originally I wanted to laminate these with a black page, but we figured out that that does not work. It's too thick or something. Okay, so we'll stick that in there like so. And then, so this is a back cover. Stick that through there and hope it works. I know there's one TV show, Ghost. Everybody knows that the comedy I'm talking about, people that claim to be ghost hunters. Oh, ghost hunters? Yeah, there's only been one clip on those shows where I've been like, holy cow, that is creepy. And that was where this guy saw this face like looking around a corner like this. And then he like ran up to it to get a picture of it. And then like around the corner was, I don't remember exactly, but the wall was just so long with like, there was no place for whoever looked around the corner to like hide as far as you could see on camera. Now, of course, let me tell you something. I used to be a magician, and lots of magicians employ camera tricks, which means that they could not do the trick as effectively in person. Oh, what the heck? It's not hot enough yet. Oh, don't tell me this ain't going to work. And I use camera tricks all the time when I would do video, like tricks on video. And like, you know, you just have to have the camera not show a certain part, but you do it in such a way that it doesn't look like you're hiding anything. Just like magic isn't real. So maybe ghosts aren't real either. Okay, how do I... Yeah, because this is definitely not hot. But maybe it's because I cooled it down for so long. Although that doesn't really make sense because it's just a fan. I'm going to unplug it and I'm going to plug it back in. Probably I should have probably switched it off first. Plugging it back in. Okay, I got the lights flashing. It's got the X flashing. Hopefully it'll get to the check mark here soon. We'll check it in a bit. Okay. So we got these. So that's the front and back. Well, maybe we'll do a couple actually. Okay, next question. Next great grand question, please. So we'll take this, put it in here. Boop, 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 boop. Now, the reason why I decided to do these covers like this is because it just reminds me of like my elementary school days. Okay, so this page is going in the tall grass. This is going to get sorted. And then this is going to get laminated. But it's laminated. That probably doesn't matter, but... Come on. There we go. Okay. And we'll take this and we'll laminate this. I'm smelling warm. I hope I'm not smelling electronic warm where things are going to melt it down. We don't want to do that because this freaking thing was like 200 bucks. I feel it getting warm. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Oh, Renee accidentally deleted some people. Jim says, sorry about what, Renee? Sorry about deleting you. That happens sometimes. Okay, let's check this one. So we're going to go with one of these pages, of course. Sorry, or LOL smelling warm. Yeah, it literally smells warm. Okay. Now, I could assume that she has these right. If anyone gets a misprint, I'm sorry. Like, if they get one where, like, the pages are not in the right order, my bad. In fact, actually, that page that I told you about earlier where it's got, like, a yellow thing in it, I explain on that yellow thing why it's yellow. But basically, it's... I accidentally got the pages out of order as I was numbering them with these number transfers. I'm used to being deleted. That's no good. Okay. We don't have any other amazing questions. For $9.50. One of my favorite paintings I did. Oh, by the way, I've been checking my email. I'm not ignoring anyone who is inquiring. I'm just trying to get final word on the website being updated, and it's probably my fault. It's definitely my fault that I don't know everything just yet. So forgive me for that. For those of you who are waiting patiently, I hope I am not extending your wait beyond your patience. Okay. Is this good to go? Let's give her a old testaroonie. Many people don't know this, but that's actually my father's middle name, Testaroonie. That would be crazy. It's not. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Pink. We need a pink. Oh, I missed your questions. I'm sorry. But she's got to go, so she can't answer them anyway. I texted you a picture of the ghost in your studio. It was visible on the camera, and I grabbed it. What? When? When was this? Here? Today? Hold on. That's the ghost. That's funny. That's funny. I like that. That's good. Okay. When are you going to paint the camper? Daryl, my friend Daryl. Daryl has appeared in all of the camper videos. Let me tell you guys the bad news. Okay, can I tell you some bad news? The reason why I haven't put out any vlogs is because the next vlogs in the series of vlogs, how do I say this? Less clumsy. I wanted to do all of the trailer build videos all in one. Oh, what am I doing? Sorry. All in one run. But that didn't work out because we wanted to paint. And then the painting, why did we not do the painting? Was it because we couldn't afford it or something at the time? Or what was it? I can't remember exactly, so forgive me for that. But for whatever reason, we didn't do the painting, okay? So I was like, okay, in 100 vlogs, hopefully we'll be able to do the painting or whatever it was, so that we could have all the vlog numbers be like, just for example, I don't remember what they were. 150, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, right? So 155 vlogs, or 150 to 155, let's say that's 5 vlogs, is where the series stopped. I wanted to pick it up at 256. So it would go 151, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58. While we are at that threshold, the next vlog is due to be a trailer vlog. Dang, these are turning out good. That's good. But the bummer is that my friend who was going to do the painting, he closed his shop. And his new shop, something is happening. He didn't close his shop. He moved his shop. And they are not allowing him to have his paint booth right now. He has to get a different type of permit, several different permits to get his paint booth. Some of you may know this, some of you may not, but to have a paint booth, you gotta have it's gotta be explosive proof and all this different stuff. So I am just waiting for that to happen. I am feeling like I'm probably going to wait another couple hundred vlogs. I could do the interior and stuff or whatever, but the next thing we really wanted to do was to paint it. And now I don't know if we're going to be able to do that for a long time. So I'm trying to think of ways to make it so that doesn't matter. How do I do that? I don't really know. Okay, so these, for example. Oh, actually, first we have to take these and we got to slice them. We got to slice them and dice them. Okay, these I'm going to actually just put back here because we don't need those. That's just scrap paper now. And we'll put this here like that. And then we'll take this. Okay, how many do I have? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or 1, 2. What? Why did I just count 5 like that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what I was doing. So this will go on here. We'll see if that's good. So 1, 2, 3. So I need 2 more. Okay. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out, guys. I don't want to have this running too long on heat because I don't want it to get janked. Okay. I don't know what we're at, but okay, let me just go through here. Make sure that this is all in order, which I believe it is, but I'm not too sure. I have to stick mine in a window when not using it because it has a solar cell to charge the battery, which goes dead otherwise. What? That's pretty cool technology in the welding hood. Oh, yeah. Too expensive at the time and also was getting into winter. Right. Right. Yeah, I can't remember exactly, but anyway, it's been a long time. I didn't think it was going to take this long to do another 100 vlogs, but it did. So I'm sorry. So are we going to wait another 100 vlogs? Like, that's so annoying. But I will tell you, I have been making vlogs in the background. Some of them well, not very many. Actually only one, I think. I've put on Patreon. I can put more on. I just have to edit them and just, and some vlogs are like being edited as I go, or sorry, not being edited, but being added to as I go, because my next series of vlogs after the trailer, I think, are going to be a bunch of home renovation vlogs, which are kind of all linked together. It's like finishing my whole upstairs of my house. And in real time, we are doing the railing, which I bought all the material for, which I was going to get Jim's help with, but we've changed direction now. But then we changed direction again, and so now I don't know. Jim is a blacksmith, for those of you who don't know, and I had an idea, but Ashley, her design that she likes the most, I don't require the expertise of a true blacksmith because we're not doing any of that type of stuff, really. So, yeah. Okay. Just use a Graco paint sprayer around a makeshift drop cloth booth. It's a trailer. It'll look fine, especially if you color, sand, and buff it, Josh. By the way, hello. Y'all just got it. I'm not going to do that. I want it to look show quality. I want it to be freaking amazing. I wish I would have blasted the freaking frame, but I didn't. Too late now. I want the paint job to be like super nice. I get that you don't really care about that sort of thing as a viewer. Like, you probably don't care. I don't mean that to sound like you're a dickhead or anything. But for us, like, this is something that we want to have and we want to keep, and we just want it to be very nice. So that's what we're going for. Okay, next awesome question. My uncle had an auto body shop, and the permits, inspection, and paperwork kept getting more and more difficult. Yeah, I bet. Okay. So what do we have? We have 2 more that we need to do. I don't know how many are in this box, but yeah, we definitely have enough. In here. Okay. Here. This will go in here. Okay. I forget if I actually answered Daryl's question. The next vlog might actually be something with the trailer, and then I'll just say that I'm going to do the rest in 100 vlogs. And why do I want to do it that way? Just because that's how my mind works sometimes. Sometimes I'm just like, this is an idea that I have. This is the idea I want to do. I accidentally put 2 in there, and so this one got all effed up. Shit. I did not realize I had the second one in there. Not ideal. I'll put it through again and it might iron it out, but I'm not sure. That sucks. Okay, I think this is the last book I need, is this one right here. Bam, 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 bam. Oh, it ironed it out a little bit. That one will probably be a giveaway at some point. Probably at 12 Days of Christmas or something. Last year we did 12 Days of Christmas just prints, but this year we're going to go back to every day being something different. I mean, there might be some repeats, but you know what I mean. Ah, come on. We'll go one more time. I got a lot of the flaws out of there, but not quite everything. Boop, 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 do, 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 do. Okay, next question. I guess what I'm really saying is that the most important part of any paint job is usually the bodywork. You can get super good results with lesser paint equipment, and there's no way to make an old trailer bodywork look great. The tin and assembly of the tin is just kind of impossible. Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Yeah, because yeah, it's tin. It's yeah. No, I get it. But I have access to the professional painter. I may as well use him. And I mean, the paint itself costs a shitload, whether I do the painting or he does the painting. He has all the experience I don't have. And so I want to make sure. I don't know. I just want it to be good. Like if it was a trailer that I didn't care about as much, or like I just have some ideas for it. I want to do okay, well that's a bummer. That's a bummer, but that's okay. Okay, let's do our last, let's see, 3 covers here. Like as in front and back. 3 individual covers. The bumper, I want to do, you know, a Ford Model A or Ford Model T. You know how it has those bumpers that go like this on the 2 corners? I've been trying to figure out a way to get my hands on some of those. I know they make recreations, which is probably what I'll go for. I think I want to do that for bumpers on the back. And then the tail lights, I want to do like really long cone tail lights, like super long, like this long. But if Ashley doesn't like them that long, then I guess I won't. But I just think that'll look so cool. And then I want to do some wood detail on it, on the front for a shutter, or I guess you'd call it a shutter, for the window, and because the front is like mashed from rocks and stuff. That is going to be covered up as well with a wood detail. I think it's going to look awesome. I hope that's not getting too hot. Okay, and this goes here. Wait, do I have just enough pink papers to do the amount that I cut out? Am I a genius? I think so, guys. I think I might be a genius. Richard and Sherry, they're doing laundry and looking for something to watch. Glad to find this live. Hey, you're gonna have a new painting in your collection very soon. Unfortunately, the freaking shipping is very annoying. So I hope my next, it's the weekend now, so everyone's closed, but I'm hoping tomorrow we can figure it out. I'm going to go back to pack mail. Before they didn't want to ship, and so I just ignored them, but I'm going to go back to them tomorrow. Like, I can't remember how long ago it was where I was like, hey, I need this shipped. It wasn't a painting, it was a sculpture. And they said they weren't willing to do it with the new US stipulations. And so I wasn't able to send it that way. I had to drive to the border and then send it that way. Luckily, my brother was driving. Anyway, I'm hoping that I can do it that way through pack mail. If not, I will talk to you and figure out another way. But we will get that painted to you, and I appreciate you for getting it. Torpedo lights, like a 59 Cadillac with excitement, I guess. I wish I could help you. I've had some nice paint results. You can help me. If you've had nice paint results, come on down. Okay, I'm going to put this on the cooling now because I do not want it to cook itself. Okay, this is the last one I have to go through. So far, they're all in order, so I've been wasting everybody's time here. Have Dakota do it. It'll only take him 10 months to paint one wall. Yeah, all right. For those of you who don't know, my brother Dakota painted a mural on his wall, and it took him a very long time. He's a good painter, as in he executes a nice picture, but he is not a painter in terms of, like, he's not, how do you say that? He makes very nice pictures, but he does not know how to do it. A lot of trial and error, but I really dig it. Check out his channel. If Renee, you want to drop the link, that would be cool. Okay, throw that one in the tall grass. And we will take one of these. There, like that. Like this. Okay, I think I might actually be out of this pink color. So hopefully I can find more of this same pink. Okay, next on the list of things to do, we have to cut all the excess plastic piece off of here so that we have a tighter look, if that makes sense. What is this? Okay, we will put all right in the garbage. All this in here. What are these? Laminating sheets. Lost them right in the tall grass there. These are laminating sheets. These in here. Okay. Okay, that. Okay, it's still running. I wanted to make sure that was still running because I didn't hear it. Okay, take this over here. Okay. I saw Jim say something. I'm trying to find his comment. Ah, he says, hopefully you make it here so you can take some video of my teepee to drop in your camper. Well, I do plan on still making my way out there. You're redoing your book. I'm just doing more of the same book. This afternoon, I finally mowed the lawn. Thankfully, it just got caught up and I was able to turn it off right away. What? What, caught on fire? Is that what you were trying to say? And I was able to turn it off straight away. Wire wrecked. Need to buy a new one. Lesson, don't mow the lawn. Okay. Is that a heavy duty drill or angle grinder or both laying on your table saw? Oh, this? This is a drill. This is from a viewer. I am never going to use this as a drill, but if you will, I will give it to you. If you think you can use this, I'll definitely give it to you. And then this is a grinder, which I will use this. Woo. And then this is a grinder, which I will use this. This will kill me. But it won't break my arms, which this drill will. And then this is an angle grinder. So I got these 4 machines from a viewer who just wanted me to take some stuff off their hands. I forget their name, but thank you. Okay. I thought your beep was something in our house. Ah. I got the wire caught in the blade of the mower. I should have said. Oh. No, I have a drill about that. Okay, so you don't need it. Okay. Well, I don't know. I don't think I will ever use it because I don't want to get my arms ripped right off. So I'm just cutting off most of the excess here, just so it's a cleaner look. Now this is supposed to look like a school project type deal. But I still want it to be clean. I want you to be proud to have this on your coffee table, on your shelf, you know, wherever you decide to put it. Okay, so that's a back cover. So we'll do back covers here, front covers on the other side. Okay, next good question, please. That drill has so much torque it stays still and turns the world around it. There you go. Yeah, I'm not very scared of tools, really. I know lots of people say like, "Oh, the radial arm saw, that's a hand chopper." Yeah, every saw is a hand chopper. Dude, but the thing is like something with a lot of torque that you have to hold with your hands, that's scary because it just hurts. Like even just like my mixer drill that I use for doing drywall and stuff. The old one I had was just 2 handles and it would just, oh, and it just freaking hurt. But now the one I have has handles like this where it's like round and it still will torque you, but like it's different. And it's got variable speed too. So you don't have to go like maximum speed right off the hop. You can do like, I don't know, speed 1 and then speed 2 and then speed 3 and you go all the way up to 8 or whatever it is. And then by that time, you don't have like a big sloppy, like thick muck. You have like a nice slurry that you can mix up, you know? Because you don't have to start right off at maximum. One time I accidentally buried a electrical box in someone's ceiling. I forgot to cut it out. And to find it, I used a magnet and I found it. And I was like, okay, it's right here. So I drew it, then I cut it out. And then they asked me if I could just screw their light onto it. And I was like, sure, I could do that. At least that's what I think it was. I can't really recall. Anyways, I was like, I don't have a drill, but I needed to screw into the wood. Or what did I have to do? No, maybe I didn't have to do that. I didn't have a screwdriver. Maybe it was. And they didn't have a screwdriver, but they had a drill. I can't remember. Anyway, I just remember I had a drill. Oh, yeah, it would have been... Yeah, I probably didn't have a screwdriver. I didn't have to go into the wood. Or maybe I had to go into the wood with a screw. I can't remember. Anyway, I remember having to use a drill. I didn't have one. They had a drill, but it didn't have variable speed. Like, for example, like this drill, if you hold it lightly, it goes slow. If you pull the trigger fast, it goes fast, right? If you go slow, or if you go light, it goes light. And then you can, right? Theirs, no matter how lightly you pulled the trigger, it was like, and I was like, what the heck is this piece of junk? It was like a Black & Decker, but not the good old days Black & Decker, not like these. Some of these are Black & Decker. Good tools. Anyways, I was like, you should throw this out. I was like, whoever gave this to you or wherever you bought it from, you should sue them. Oh, this is the one that's screwed up. That's okay. That's okay. We'll give it away. Just give it away. And no soft start on that beast of a drill. Yeah, no soft start. Rainer heard voices coming. What? Coming from my phone and thought Josh sounded like Weird Al. Weird Al. Weird Al, man. What a classic example of legend status. Okay, we're almost through them. This Josh recall is reminiscent of Josh recall of meeting Alex. I remember how I met Alex. What are you talking about? Dude, you got to think, like these people, you know how many people I've worked for? Hundreds of people. You can't remember all of them. Here's the funny thing. I didn't actually, this is a terrible trait of mine. I didn't even remember their names immediately. So in my phone, I have a bunch of clients and they're in the C's because they all start with client. Client Jim, client Bob, client Amanda, client Sam, right? To remember who they are, I'll go client Sam, basement, whatever their neighborhood is. Okay? Or client George, deck, gazebo, whatever. Because then I'll remember them, or I'll try to remember them. This client was was client has Asian wife. I could not remember his name at all. And I've worked for him like 5 times probably over the years. And I'll be like, I'll usually answer the phone if I know what their name is. If they're a client, I'll be like, hello, Jim, or whoever it is. How can I help you? Or whatever. But him, I wasn't going to be like, hey, how's the Asian wife, guy? But yeah, anyways, he was a white dude married to an Asian woman. And so that's how I remembered it. Like, I've worked for many Asian people, so I wasn't getting it confused with them because like I just knew what their names were when I put them in my phone. But this guy had no idea. I didn't know until I got sick. And then he called me again and he's like, hey, Josh, it's Brad or what. I don't remember what his name is again, but let's just say it's Brad. I'm like, oh, hey, Brad. He's like, yeah, I was wondering if I could get you to blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no, unfortunately, my brain exploded. So I can't. So now he hasn't called me back and it's been like 4 years now. So probably I'll never work for him again, but he is in my phone. I think the last thing I did for him was his fence. Anyway, but no, how I met Alex was basically, okay, earlier in this conversation, I said that I was a magician, right? And that's how oh, shit. Oh, that's a closer Rooney. Still good, though. Still good. Sorry. Messed up there. Or I almost messed up. I didn't quite mess up. Hello, Asian wife, dude. Yeah, exactly. The Joker was our first acquisition. Ah, yes. Client, Richard and Sherry Num. Oh, yeah, because I did talk to you on the phone. I just didn't put you in my phone, but if I did, I would, like, I know your name, so it would be fine. I'll remember you probably forever. But anyway, I told you guys that I was a magician, right? I can't remember why I told you that, but something to do with ghosts. Oh, yeah. Finding ghosts on camera or filming ghosts on camera, using camera tricks, whatever. Well, sometimes magicians will do magic adjacent activities like juggling, which lame. That's not magic. It's cool. So I shouldn't say lame. It's just like when a magician does juggling, I'm like, it's probably not magic. It's probably you're just good at sleight of hand. If you're good at juggling, you're probably decent at sleight of hand if you're also a magician. And if you're good at sleight of hand and you're showcasing your sleight of hand, then I don't believe in the magic. Now, of course, I don't believe in magic anyway because I know that it's not real because I used to do it. But people who are very good card mechanics and stuff, I'm like, that takes away from the magic because you're obviously hiding things in your skill. I like people who are a little more plain with their sleight of hand where they don't do a lot of flourishes and stuff. Because if you can do the flourishes, you can hide stuff with your sleight of hand. And I don't like it as much. If you're trying to convince someone that you are magic, don't do the stuff that shows that you're just very skilled at manipulating materials in your hand. Anyway, that's besides the point. I can juggle, but I can only do rudimentary juggling. Let's see if I can show you. I need 3 things. Hold on. I can only do the simple juggling, but it's still juggling. Hold on. Okay, maybe I can do it with these tapes. Let's see. I got 1, 2. Okay, I got 3 things of hockey tape here. Let's see. Can you see me when I'm here? Yes, you can. Okay. So these are all different sizes, so I don't know how well it'll work, but that wasn't very long, but that was a juggle. Which, by the way, if you don't know how to juggle and you'd like to learn that style of juggling, how I learned is I just used one hand and just These are kind of hard to do it with because I'm out of practice, but I would just switch them in my hand. And then eventually I just did it with two hands. And I did that for like years before I ever tried to do it with both hands. It was just too hard to figure out. And then of course, if you want to get good at it, you can just keep going and do all sorts of wild, insane things. Anyways, that's besides the point. Oh, this is the last one. Okay. Oh no, this is the last one. I did juggle, but before I did magic, this is how I met Alex. We used to be, do you guys remember when I told you that someone stole my freaking unicycle? That was on the back, on the other side of this wall is outside, and I had my unicycle right there. Somebody came onto our property and stole my freaking unicycle. Anyway, my unicycle is from my street performer days. Now, I didn't do street performing like you see, like people, oh, let's go to this festival and see the clowns and stuff. No, it was just me and Alex. Oh, wait. Me and Alex. You've probably seen videos. Some street performers do videos of this where they'll go in the middle of the street and then they'll tie a tightrope or something on the light poles and then they'll juggle on that or some shit. Okay? I used to do that. Okay? I didn't juggle very good though. So I wasn't juggling. I was just like, it's impressive enough just to ride a unicycle on a slack line. Like how many people can do that? Okay, I don't need this and I don't need this. I need that now. Right? That's what I'm on? Yes. Okay, now here's the thing about this thing is that we don't. When I say we, I just mean it only happened. Okay, I'll put this with this over here. We don't need that anymore. I'll do that off camera. Anyway, there's this street in our city called White Avenue. Okay, I guess it's an avenue, not a street. But anyways, this road, and I only have 3 coilies left. Okay, I guess we're only going to do 3. That's okay. That's okay. We're going a little long anyway. I'll have to get more of those. I have smaller ones and I have bigger ones. Which, by the way, anyone have any suggestions of what? Yeah, these are all small. What I should do with all the rest? What kind of little book should I make that you would be interested in collecting? Anyway, there's a street, and every Friday night, I would go there. I knew about this street because my older brother, we would take the Lightning down there, which is like this fast truck, and we would always allegedly street race. Okay, I have to make sure that this is going to be right. Oh, I found another pink piece of paper. Good. We need to keep that. So I'll cut. Okay. This goes here. Like so. Good. Okay. And I would see people doing they would be playing the guitar, or there's this guy who rollerblades shirtless and plays the guitar, and there's a guy who was this weird dude, this really tall, skinny guy who played the guitar and had these cymbals and shit on him. Anyway, when I got older, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna become a street performer. So I'd go there on Friday nights and I would see other people, including Alex. Alex was doing, I thought I was going to be unique because I hadn't seen him before, but he was doing unicycle shit. I had a unicycle. I saw him probably, I don't know, I was there for maybe 2 months or something like that. Every Friday. And then I run into him. But what I used to do is I would take a slack line, put it around, climb up the thing, get on the unicycle, and like unicycle across the street, then take down the slack line and run back across, and then traffic would go. Okay. Well, I saw him doing it one day, and I was like, "Hey, when did you get here?" He's like, "Oh, I've been out here for years, blah blah blah." And I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, I didn't mean to like step on your toes or nothing." He's like, "Oh, don't worry about that." He's like, "What?" He's like, "You ever thought about doing a tandem show?" I was like, "Oh, that would be cool. Why don't we do a test run?" How do I do this? Hold on. This part sucks. Right? Big numbers up. Yes, big numbers up. We did one of these where we put it on the wrong freaking side. Okay. We'll put this over here. Anyway, so the very first day that I met Alex, we're like, we don't know each other, and we decide, let's do a tandem. He's like, "Hey, do you know how to do a pass?" I was like, "I've never done." Hold on a second. I want to be sure of this. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Big number up. I was like, "Yeah, I can do a pass." Dude, I've never done a pass in my life. A pass is basically exactly what it sounds like. Is you are on a slack line and you go from your unicycle to their unicycle, and then you keep going, but you have to go backwards. Okay? The unicycle is backwards. You're still facing forward. I was like, "Oh yeah, I can do a pass." So wait. Shit. Oh yeah, big number up. See, I almost screwed up again. Big number up. Even numbers up. That's what I should say. I was a little thick there. All right, like that. Anyway, there's this one crosswalk that has a four-way, like the light is closed for everyone, right? And then you can walk in an X, or every way you can walk. Okay. And he's like, "Well, why don't we go down there and we could figure it out?" So we like practiced on the sidewalk like 4 times, did it flawlessly. But I thought I screwed up again. But I don't know if you know this about sidewalks. They're this freaking big. A slack line is like this big. It's like 3 inches. So right? Yes. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. I think we got through it without any mistakes. Thank goodness. Okay, now we need the cover, which we're going to go like this. I thought I screwed up. The thing about this is like the mustard just doesn't get cut. It's just in the right spot, which we had to think about. Zenobia helped me with the initial, but we got it. Anyway. Yeah, this goes face up. Practicing on the sidewalk. Basically, you're just unicycling. Then you grab onto the seat. He grabs onto my seat. And then you just swing your leg around. And you're holding it. And then you go like this. And then you put it on. And then you continue unicycling, okay? It's not that hard when you're on the ground. And if you've done it before, it's actually kind of easy. Okay. Let me try this again. Okay, we'll go like this. This we'll put here. This we'll go like this. That's too many. Anyway, we go to the big crosswalk. We put up this slack line that is so long that it droops so much when you get to the middle. And keep in mind, you have to go at the same rate, because if you go further, then it's going to be like you're going to meet in the wrong spot, and then it's going to be super wobbly, right? so we get to doing it, and like I'm a little nervous, and I go a little bit too fast. So then he speeds up a little bit. And it starts going like this, the slack line. If you don't know what a slack line is, it's basically a tightrope, but like it's thick and it's not tight. It's slack. It is tight-ish. It's pretty tight, but like when you get on it, it moves a lot. Anyway, we get to the middle. Ish. We kind of get to the middle. It's more on his side than on my side. We have to switch, and we're like, I don't know, we're probably as high as the ceiling. Okay? Maybe a little lower. Maybe like, I don't know if you guys can see this, but maybe to this handle. So we're not that high, but when you're on the unicycle and you're going to fall like 8 or 9 feet, it's freaky. So we do the thing. We switch, and then we have to go uphill until we get far enough away, and then the slack goes up like this, and then you get to the pull. Anyway, the reason why we're so high, usually it's way lower. Usually it's like maybe this high, something like this, like 4 or 5 feet. But the reason why we're so high is because it's such a long, to go on the diagonal, it's so long that we didn't want it to touch the ground. But we put it up on like almost the top of the poles. Not quite, probably like 20 feet up, something like that. And then we realized that when we get to the end, we don't have to take it off because all the cars can go underneath. No big deal. Okay. So then we do it again. And we do it again. We did it probably like 4 times. I think I can turn this off now. It's still a little warm. Do we trust it? I don't know if we dare. I'm gonna let it cool a little bit longer because I just don't want to F it up. Glenn says you literally put your life on the line, right? Anyways, we get into a freaking jam. Then he's like, hey man, you know how to juggle? I'm like, yeah, kind of. And he's like, why don't you juggle? And he'll juggle too. And we'll go. I was like, all right. Dude, I've not juggled while doing the slackline unicycle thing. I've never done it. Shit. Oh, yeah. Okay, sorry. I thought I screwed up. So I was like, okay, yeah, let's do this. So he has like these bean bags. Okay, perfect. I can juggle a bean bag. Bean bag's actually quite easy to juggle because it fits in your hand nicely. So it's like it just where a ball can kind of like hit you awkward and fly off. You don't want anything flying off. You don't want anyone getting angry at you because if they get angry at you, they might screw with you up on the line, and you don't want that to happen. Right? That's bad news. So, oh, look at that. I almost had this page upside down. See, that's why you got to check. That's why you got to check, son. Let me see if I got this one upside down. Whew! Got it right side up. Okay. Okay, now we need a front, which we go like this. Yes. Okay, and then this goes on the back. Like this. Yes, right? Yes. I don't know why, but it never gets easier. Anyway, we start juggling. We do it. To do the switch, I couldn't do it. I was too hard. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to pedal backwards and then you pedal backwards. Otherwise, I'm going to drop these balls. If we drop them, someone's going to run over them, whatever. Something bad's going to happen. Maybe, I don't know. Try to keep everything off the street. That's like the street performer's code. I'm just kidding. So I was like, I'm just going to go backwards. I don't know if you know how hard it is to pedal uphill backwards on a unicycle. It's freaking impossible. So I was stuck. And what happens? What happens? There's a truck, not a pickup truck, but a truck, like a lorry that you'd see in the United Kingdom. It was like a semi truck, but like a not a semi truck, but like a, you know, like a big truck, like a 5-ton truck. Okay. And I was like, shit, they're going to hit my line because I'm too low now. Because like we're only like 10 feet. And like my pickup truck is 7 feet tall. It's lifted, but you know, it's 7 feet. A normal pickup truck has got to be, actually it's more than 7 feet. It's like 7'2". A normal pickup truck has got to be about 6 feet tall or something like that to the roof. So those are no problem if you're in the middle. Of course, you don't want to be in the middle when something like that happens. This is a recipe for disaster. Anyways, this guy has no patience. He did not enjoy the show at all. He did not give two shits. He usually people like honk or they like cheer or whatever, right? They just think it's fun. But no, this guy, he was not having fun at all. He was just like, oh, the light is green. Good luck, man. And he just starts driving and I'm on the thing. So I end up cycling forward too fast, which makes me fall off the thing. And I grab the line, which is very easy. It's like people think that falling off a tightrope is like very scary and like, oh, what are you going to do? You're going to grab the line and then you're going to be fine. And you're just going to crawl your way to safety and you're going to be fine. It's actually not that big a deal. Almost did that backwards again. Anyways, I fall off. No shit, my freaking unicycle, boing, it boings on the ground, comes up, and it knocks my freaking hand, which makes me fall off of the freaking line. Which is, again, it's only like 10 feet. So once you're hanging, it's probably, I don't know, you're probably like 4 feet off the ground. So like really my feet are here and I can fall off the ground, maybe 4 or 5 feet, whatever it was, not very tall. So I'm like, spoing, and I fall. And I'm like, oh my God, what the hell, dude? That was insane, right? You have a reaction. You just start laughing so you don't cry sort of deal. This truck driver, he just keeps going. He doesn't care at all. So what does Alex do? Oh, good. This one is missing the number. I thought I screwed up again. You probably didn't know this about Alex. Come on. Do I not have it in? Ah, there we go. Probably don't know this about Alex, but he freaking can pedal the shit out of a unicycle. He hops down and he starts freaking unicycling after this truck to get the license plate. And he has to go like, I don't know, like 2 blocks till this truck like gets into another like traffic stop, like a stoplight. And the license plate was bent over probably from like, because it was like a cube van kind of deal. You know what I mean? And so like the license plate was damaged probably from like something like a forklift hitting it or something. So he's freaking unicycling and you can imagine him like just Alex with his freaking jean jacket, just unicycling over to this guy as fast as he can. because he wants to confront him and be like, hey man, you almost hurt this guy. Now granted, we're disrupting the street, but like we're just trying to entertain you, you know. So anyways, he gets the dude's license plate. He gets the guy to like apologize. I mean, make things like chill again and whatever. But yeah, that's the first time I ever met Alex, was street performing on a Friday night on White Avenue on dueling unicycles, tandem unicycles. Right. And that is my recollection, which is definitely better than how I remember a lot of my clients, or whatever the heck Glenn said. The truck is about 6 feet. It's taller than I am. Yeah. Josh has a thick thumb. Josh's use of proper nouns make it funnier and oddly sus. Proper nouns? I don't even know what that means. Proper nouns. Make up a book with just the F-ups and charge more for it, like misstruck coins. Hey, there you go. So Josh met Alex when they were both street workers. Yeah. Hey, and this was a good time of my life, you know? For those of you who might be new, that story is 100% unequivocally, no shit and no doubt, the gosh darn latest story that I've ever told of how I met Alex. It's not true. But if it was true, that would be a good story, wouldn't it be? Oh, I don't have the credits. Where did I put it? Is that it? Don't want to be missing a page. Page 69. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. That's what we call sucking a tail out of your thumb. It's a Dutch saying. Wait, how did you know it wasn't true, though? How did you know I was telling a tale, sucking a tail out of my thumb? That's funny. That could have happened. I wish I knew what a proper noun was. Okay, I'm going to save this screwed up one for something else. Josh Garnett. True or not, still good. Hey, that was a pretty good one. That, you know how hard it is for me to make up these stories on the spot? Like, I never know when someone's going to ask how I met him, so I just have to like be ready for it in the way that, like, trying not to laugh. Like, that's the best I can do, though. I always get lost. I'm like, okay, what happened next? Because obviously it didn't happen, so I have to make it up like it happened. I've never rode a unicycle on a slack line. I can't imagine Alex being a street performer, though. What? I could. I heard different stories how you met Alex. Yeah, they're all true. They all happened. A proper noun is a name. What proper noun did I use that made you think it was sus? My absolute favorite story is about you and Jack. You said it was just before Christmas and he always wears jingle bells on his shoes. I laughed so hard I cried. Oh, that was a true story. Yeah, we got bullied in Denny's because he wore freaking jingle bell shoes. He wore elf shoes to Denny's, and someone did not like that about him. And I don't know what their deal was, but yeah. That was a true story. 100% true. I might have to go cover first. Cover. Ha back cover. And then bam. Wait. There we go. There we go. We got one done. Now, if you would like one of these and you didn't order yet, orderfromjosh@gmail.com or check out the website if you're in the US. The ones in the US will not be signed, but you will save $30, my US folks, because your government is requiring a $30 like customs or tariff or something. I can't remember what it is exactly. Not that I can't remember. I just don't understand what it is because I thought the tariffs were abolished, but apparently there still is something. So if you would like one, please check out the website, joshuaalexander.store, and you'll have access to them while supplies last. Unfortunately, they won't be signed. So if you want it signed, you can still order from me, but just be aware that they will cost an extra $30-ish. Depending on where you are, it might be more or less. I don't know. Europe and other places, I can't believe how cheap it is right now. But we've sent some out and there's no charge. Sometimes there's customs charges, but I think Canada now has a new deal with some European places and other spots. So somehow it's cheaper now. So that's good for you guys, I suppose. But just be aware of that. I mean, I'd love for everyone to be able to get one if you'd like one. I mean, it's a very humbling experience that someone wants one of these because it's not a real book, right? It's like oh, come on. It's like a book adjacent thing, but it's such a fun project, and I'm so glad that people like it and that it was well received. I really appreciate you guys ordering these. They're $75 Canadian, which is the cheapest that I can make them because they cost me $75 to make. If I make only one. Since I make several, I save a few bucks, and so I do make a very modest profit off of them. It's not very much, but it's still worth it for me to spend the time to make them. So thank you very much, everyone. Okay, I have one more left. I can't believe I only had 3 of those. I thought I had a whole ass box. Is there anything left in there? Nope. Oh, I guess I actually should go in the recycle. There we go. Best one ever was when Alex got Josh involved, was working on a movie set, and Josh wound up trying to tame a tiger. Oh, that one was my favorite because even Clint believed it. That one was so fun. Hasn't Alex done work as an actor? He may have done work as an actor, but he definitely used to work on movie sets. He was a prop or set designer. I think it was a set designer. I can't remember exactly. I almost was a prop master, but I didn't have the experience. I just knew how to make interesting things, but not necessarily things suitable for a movie set all the time. But I was like, man, that would be a cool ass job. Okay, that's 3. I'm just for shits and wiggles. The second edition of this book, which will be the true edition, is going to have like these really big ones because it's going to have extra pages. It's going to have, I think it'll have, well, maybe, no, actually it probably won't have the big ones, actually. No, I'm lying because I still have lots of room on these. I think it'll have 5 extra pages. Okay, I'm going to see just to see. I'm going to see if these small ones can fit this. I kind of doubt it, but I have a billion of them, so let's try. What size are these? 3/8? What are these? 3/8 and 3/8. Okay, and these are 1 inch. These are 1 inch, and what were these? These are 3/4. Okay, 3/4. So these are way too, maybe even 1/2 inch would work. Let's see. Wait. Well, that went flying. Okay. Oh my God, second day in a row, Dakota Jingle Bell elf shoes came up. Second day? What? When did you hear about it last? Okay. I don't want to go flying. Something about hard instead of, I don't know. You'd have to review it. You got deep there for a few. Did I? Is that a proper noun? Hard? It's a collage of sorts, so it's a work of art in its own. Ah, can't wait to get mine. Well, yours should be coming soon, Jane. Alex was mostly a location scout, I believe. Ah, okay. And he was, yeah, he did do voiceover as well. You're thinking of homonyms, tail. Proper nouns are generally names of things. Oh, I brought the elf shoes up yesterday on Patreon when I was making fun of Jack's new purse. Oh, right. Wait, was I there for that? Okay, I highly doubt this will fit on there, but I'm just curious. How many pages can fit on there? Wait, did we have any idea? I forgot to check the comments. Did we have any suggestions for these coilies? Oh, I saw someone said a calendar. That's actually a great idea. I should make a calendar. I mean, we've threatened to do that in the past. I don't think this is going to be enough. Come on. Because I have all these, and you might be wondering, hey, why do you have all these coily things? Yeah, there's no way this is going to fit. Well, I got them from the Take It or Leave It. And I was like, you know what? That's my sign to make one of these books. Because I've been meaning to make my actual book for a long time. I've only typed up some of it. And my second book as well. But my third book, why not make it a scrapbook style, junk journal style book? I think that'll be fun for the type of show that it is, right? So this is basically the show. If you couldn't make it to my show and you wanted to, this book is basically all the paintings of the show. Fun little project. Oh, it does fit. But does it open? Does it have a can you? Holy cannoli. No. That's not going to work. Once you get to the kind of the middle. Oh. No. This will rip pages. I think at the very smallest, I could do 1/2 inch. So I might get 1/2 inch ones. Those are 3/4 of an inch. I think I might get 1/2 inchers. This is too much. It almost works, but not quite. Because I just don't want, when you're flipping through the pages, you get to a certain spot and then you just rip a page out. I don't want that to happen. I want you to be able to go through the book several times, not just 2 or 3 times. I want it to last. So we will not be doing any with the small coils. I'll have to save these coils for something else. Calendar is a cool idea. I just need to get a template, and then we just put up all the different fun dates, all the holidays, maybe the birthdays, maybe the brain day, the May 1st curse. Maybe, I don't know, what are some other days? Add another cover and back and have volume 1 and 2. Jack doesn't have handbags, new or old. Oh, that's funny. Cary Grant's real name is Archibald Alexander Leach. Really? I came late and haven't seen you forever. What is in the book, in this book? Your paintings? Yeah, so my past art show was called Back to the Good Old Days, which is basically a nod to the 80s and 90s, which I think is the best era. It's the era that I didn't technically grow up in, but my older brothers grew up in that era, like their formidable years for that era. And because they were my older brothers, obviously I was in. There it is. Gosh, guys, from my Patreon. Remember, I was looking for this yesterday. Oh, this is probably good now. It's cool. Cool. Okay, turning that off. And so anyways, I called the show Back to the Good Old Days, which is basically a title borrowed from Back to the Future. So I did a painting of the cover with the DeLorean, and I tried to make the colors similar to the promo material of Back to the Future. Obviously, it's a parody of it. It's not meant to copy it necessarily. It's just borrowing and parody and commentary. And then we have like some different things in the background that kind of go with my series that I started in 2026, the Phoebus 11 series. And we talk about that in here, actually. Yeah, right here, the Phoebus 11 explained. And I had a couple paintings in that series put in here, but most of the pictures are square. So I did some Back to the Future paintings. And then I did some, this is before I knew I was going to do it square. This is still wrong. I can't believe I put this picture in there. Whoops. But in the second volume, if you will, it's going to have the proper, picture. Yeah. these pictures were not square because I had an idea to include a couple different series in the body of work. Anyways, I'm not going to go through the whole thing. I've done it a couple times. People have seen it. But anyways, in the original, which I have over here, I like drew little things in the margins and I wrote different things. It's very scrapbooky looking. This is another little drawing. I did a Toy Story. I wanted to do Toy Story. I did the Pizza Planet truck because I was working on this series of pictures. One of my, I don't even know what you call that series, but anyway, then I have Woody yelling at Buzz. Austin Powers. So this is all stuff from the 80s and 90s that I would have consumed as a kid. I painted Wayne Gretzky. So this was before I was even born, that the Oilers won the Stanley Cup several times. And then we have a statue of Wayne Gretzky outside of our hockey arena. And I use that as my reference. So I kind of explain what every painting meant to me in some sort of way. Some more in depth, some less. Basically, the inspiration and how it's like linked to my childhood. And then here, I went to go take a picture so I could paint him. And some guy walking by was like, "Hey, you want a picture with it? You want me to take the picture?" And so I said, sure. And so I just stood there like this, like so awkward. And so I included that picture in it because I didn't want the guy to feel like an idiot for asking me. He's just being nice. And I just thought that was funny. So anyways, I wrote about that in here. And then just some of this other stuff I wrote about what I was going to paint and then what I did paint and whatever, so on and so forth. There's some funny stories in here from my exposure to different things like wrestling and stuff. And I write about some of that stuff in here. That include my brothers, including my little brother. I have stories about all of my brothers and my sister as well. Yeah. Anyway, and shout out to Freddie, Eternal Darkness here on YouTube. I painted this picture because of her, and I drew this because of her. Anyways, fun series of pictures that I made for my show 2026. Yeah, we sold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the originals so far. 2 at the show, and then 4 later. 3 the next day. No, 1 the next day, and then 3 a couple days later. People who couldn't make it. So that was kind of cool. It would have been great to sell all of them, but that doesn't always happen. It's a bad weather day, which I will write about in the second volume. The second volume, I hope to have a higher quality print, but I don't know when I'm going to do that because like this was freaking expensive to print. So to print the even higher quality is going to be more expensive. They added doodles on some pages that are pretty awesome too. I'm glad you think so. Like I tell Jack, you should make a coloring book. Just make the book black and white and contrast heavy. Chakota could do that with his doodles that he does on his show. A calendar template will fill in all the important dates. Yeah, but like if you're buying a calendar from me, it should have also my dates in it. Right, so that's more so what I'm talking about. But yeah, you're right. It probably will have like the conventional holidays and stuff. Right, Tracy? No, it was his use of a noun as an adverb at the time I was using it as an adjective in the chat. Some could have said double entendre. I'm not drinking honest. Wait, but Tracy doesn't like double entendres. I put double or triple entendre in my book, and she's like, nope, that's wrong. So in the back of the book, there's a credit. There's a credit book. I made this as if it was like a centered around how a movie would be made, kind of, sort of, but not really. So I have a credit page here, and Tracy is credited here. I don't say what the credits are for, but they're all in here. And my brother Chakota is in it twice. Here, credited as my brother, and then also for some of the Photoshop work, which he did here. I needed this to fit in here, and he did that. I needed it to go around my and I couldn't do it on, because I don't know how to do Photoshop or anything. So I edited everything on my phone. So everything you ever see, pictures and such, if they're not made on my phone, it's either Dakota or Heather, which I credited in the same space, who helped. And Heather she made this for me. Or not this part, but this part here. And yeah. So everything I edit is on the program that I use to edit my videos. It's not even meant to edit pictures, but I am so not into technology, using stuff on computers and stuff, that's just the way that I do it. Birthdays of your Patreons? Ooh, we could do that if they wanted to. Wasp Day? Oh, I don't remember what day that was, but yeah, that would be funny. I know coloring books are kind of sketchy though. Zing! Zing, zing, zing. Heathy rules. She does. She's awesome. Wrong use of the word. Double entendre. I think the colloquial use of the word, it works. And I might have used colloquial wrong. Tracy is a teacher, just so everyone knows. Oh, there's Freddie. He says, Josh is cool like that. You're cool like that. So, yeah. So, and then some of the other credits in there were some of my Patreon people who helped with with some, like, I like to bounce ideas off of the folks over there, and I really appreciate them. And so I was like, I'm going to put a writing credit. And anyway, so I just made that the credit page, and there we go. But anyway, that's is the bee sting story in there? Well, it didn't happen in my childhood. But I do have a bee sting story from my childhood. But I didn't paint anything that was really where it would really work. So no, it's not in there, but I wonder if I could put it in the second volume somehow. I don't know how I would include it, because like every story in there is linked to a painting somehow. Like, for example, the Jurassic Park painting that I did, I have it in there as the what did I put in there? The first time I watched it, which was in my brother's sleeper in his semi truck if you're American. And that was what else did I add in there? Hold on, let me just open it up and then we'll read it real quick. We're not going to read very much. I just want to read that just so you can kind of get an idea. Okay, so so this is not going to make sense unless you read the whole book, but I will read it anyway. Okay, those of you who get the book will be able to fill in the blanks. Let me show you what the page looks like. Continuing to go in the order in which they were finished. This is how the next painting came to be. 1, I had finally decided I was going with all square formatted portraits / people depictions. 2, I was enjoying the messy, loose, sketch-like composition of the first DeLorean painting I had done. 3, I wanted to do a Toy Story picture in some way, but couldn't decide on which character I wanted to paint most. 4, why not do another film car? And so this is a studio shot, and then this is a scanned shot. And in the higher resolution printout, I will have it'll show up a little better than this. This is still cool. It still has like the 80s, 90s vibes to it. It's not terrible quality or anything. It's just letting you know what the next one would be. Anyway, this was and is one of my favorite films ever. I remember the first time watching it on DVD. Oh, wait. This is the wrong picture. Sorry. I said Jurassic Park, which is in that series. Let me turn the page here. Okay, which I'll show you that as well. Sorry, that was just a teaser. My bad. Okay, so this picture here. Here's a little studio shot, which was just right over here. My floor is still blue from it, by the way. Anyways, I drew a little T-Rex up here. My eldest brother, 20 years my senior, Dave, was a truck driver for some time in my elementary school years. During the summer months, I'd often go with him on his shorter hauls up north and back. Give me 1 second, guys. Oh, my in-laws are coming over. Okay, that's okay. Usually less than 2 days, but that's long enough for a kid to get a little bored, cooped up in the sleeper of a semi-truck, or semi-truck if you're American. Not to say I didn't enjoy the ride, I absolutely did. Dave was hauling mostly lumber on the trips I tagged along on. I remember the smell of the sawmill, having to take a leak behind the trailer, burning my hand on the smokestack because I somehow mistook it for a handhold. Most of all, I remember the TV/DVD set, one of those mini but somehow still bulky combo units. I watched so many movies on that. It is there in the sleeper on that small screen I first saw Jurassic Park. The small screen didn't make it any less anxiety-inducing when the T-Rex came on screen. It scared the crap out of me, but has remained one of my favorite scenes in cinematic history, and so I figured why not add another movie car to the collection to commemorate my fear. So I told a little story about burning my hand on the freaking thing, peeing behind the trailer, going to the sawmill and stuff. I could have really gone in depth with that because it's something that I like. I don't know. It's one of those memories that just is ingrained in my mind, burning my hand off on the freaking smokestack. But I decided it wasn't really worth it for this. However, the bee story, if I had a painting that I painted that somehow reminded me of the bee story, then I would put it in there. Now, perhaps in my first book or my fourth book, I will do that. I say first or fourth because the first one is going to be my first 10 years of painting. I think my fourth book is going to be my second decade of painting. My second book is shots from around the studio, but those ones I think are going to be bound traditionally. I don't really know how the frick to do this. I have like someone who one of my friends writes books and she got them published in some sort of way, and I think she even sells them on Amazon or whatever. Actually, I'm going to give her a shout out. If anyone likes, I guess I'm not a reader, especially of this genre. I think they're like romance books. I have them here in my studio. Where did I put them? I thought I put them here. Oh shit, that is lost to the abyss. Gosh darn it, where did I put them? Did I put them on the shelf where they're supposed to go? And now I don't know where they are. Oh, gosh darn it. Where are they? Shoot. Well, I don't know what they're called, so I don't know how to give her a shot. Oh, here it is. Okay, I have 2 of her books. I think I've bought all of her books, but I only have 2 of them because it took me forever. I just want to support her because I know her. I went to school with her. They're a little dusty from being in my studio, but this is a series. Where are we here? This is a series. It's called Let It Rain. That's the first book by Catherine Swift. So if you can find that somewhere and you feel like buying a book, I mean, it'll support my friend. I don't know if it's good or not. I'm assuming it's probably good because it was like number 1 on some sort of chart somewhere. I can't remember where, but it was somewhere. It was number 1 for a second. But I don't know how many subgenres there are or whatever. I have no clue. I just remember seeing like there's a category for that, and I wish I remembered what it was. Let me just read this. I think this is a fantasy book. Sometimes there is no right good choice. There is only forward or backward. Queen Amelia has barely survived her first year of marriage to the wicked King Alaric. When she accepted his marriage proposal arranged by their fathers, she believed it her sole opportunity to fulfill her birthright as ruler of some place and protect her brother from the throne he feared. Blah, 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 blah. So there's that, and then there's this one. Words and music. Again, I'm never going to read these because they're romance books, so I'm not into that. Some guy is the lead singer of the Blue Light Days, a British indie rock band on the verge of greatness. He aches to write music as well as he plays it, but the words continue to escape him no matter how hard he tries. I don't, that just sounds super lame to me. But again, she's my friend, and I wanted to support her. That's just not my jam, if you know what I mean. But if that's your jam, please get those. Catherine Swift. Oh, heck yeah, Renee. Thank you. Lost and Organized. Yeah, I put them on my shelf. I know for a long time I had them on the couch. Anyway, she's going to help me with my first book and my second book. Probably my second book first because it's easier, because it's mostly just pictures and just little blurbies. And it's going to be of my shop and working in the chaos and the ever-evolving this and that. I just took a bunch of random pictures that I thought looked nice. And it's a dumb idea to make a book that I'm nobody. Literally only some of you are going to care about it, but I just like making stuff. And I've never made a book before, except for this one, I guess, technically. But I just think that stuff is so fun, and I love making stuff. It's my favorite thing to do. So, yeah. Actually, Amazon has a self-publishing feature in the app from your digital to printing, payment, and shipping. Right, they do have that, don't they? Hardcover with a dust jacket. It has to be good. I guess. What the other one is soft cover. Maybe I didn't buy the hardcover. I don't know. I have no idea. I just bought it, the version, and I just, yeah. That was nice of Dave to give your mom a break. I'm not sure if he was doing it for any reason other than that I wanted to go. But yeah, I guess so. The painting of Jean reminds me of the bee sting. Oh, yeah. So that would be in my fourth book, which won't be out until so 2012 to 20, what's 10 years after that? 2022. So then from 2023 to 2033. So you'll have to wait a long time for that story, I guess. But I'm sure there will be overlap. Like some of the stories that are in here may even be in the first 10 years somehow, some way, like little anecdotes that kind of overlap and stuff. I don't know. I barely started working on the book when I got my first brain explosion, and my head just hurt too much to focus, and so I stopped. And then here and there I've worked on it just kind of a little bit, but like barely. I should actually just start over, because I don't even remember what I put in there. Start over, use it as reference, and then continue on, and then get it published somehow. I don't know. I'm glad you're making books. That's awesome. Making books. Yes. Anyway, guys, that's that. That's the book. If you'd like one, or that's the booklet, I don't know. It's kind of more like a catalog to the show. So if you ever wanted to come to a show and you couldn't, this one is the last show that I did, which I think had a nice body of work, especially if you're nostalgic about the 80s and 90s. It's only $75 Canadian. You can buy, if you're American, please buy it through the website if you want to avoid the extra $30 charge, plus the shipping, by the way. It's going to be $75 for the book. Shipping is like $20, something like that. And then $30 for whatever your government is requiring for out of the country purchases, like a customs or tariff thing. So that's 75 plus 50 is $125, right? I think the math is right there, which is insane for this type of book. Although what's hilarious is the second edition or whatever is going to be, I hope I can make it $138, but I'm not sure if it will be able to be that little. Well, I say little, that's a lot of money to spend on a book like this. But I have no idea. It just depends on how much the printing costs. Gosh, I don't know. I think I'm going to buy a printer. That was suggested yesterday when I was on Patreon. Anyway, speaking of Patreon, we're going to be giving away this tooth today. So if you're on Patreon and you're in the $20 tier or higher, you get your name on the spinny wheel. This is the build of the month that we did. If you watched yesterday and the day before, we made this over the course of 4 hours or so. It's a very Josh build. It's just like a paperweight or a display piece, just something to set down and people to be like, what the heck? Where did you get this? And you'd be like, the best artist in the world made this. So, yeah, if you're not part of my Patreon and you want to be part of this kind of thing, every month we do a build of the month. Sometimes we actually do a build like this. Sometimes it's there's something loose in there. Sometimes we gave away a book, which, by the way, the person who won the book hasn't claimed it yet. So what was his name? Michael? I can't remember what his name was. Dang it. So if you're on Patreon, please check back every so often for those notices. Some people just become a patron and then they dip. They never show up, which is fine. I don't mind. But if you win something and you want it, hopefully you see that you want it. But if you don't, that's okay. At the end of the year, on the last day of December, we do another live video where you have to be there to win it. Normally, you don't have to be there to win this. It's just the name shows up. You just have to claim it. But if you don't claim it at the end of the year, if you're in the live, you get entered into the giveaway, and then you just confirm that you want it. Then you email me your address, and then I send it to you. That actually happened with the bear rug, the wooden bear rug. Let me show you that real quick. That happened with the bear rug. And then I gave it away at the end of the year. And not only were they in the chat, they saw that they won it, and then just didn't claim it. And so now it's on my wall in the studio, which I think it looks good there. Anyway, that's the live. Sorry, this camera sucks compared to the front-facing one. I broke it. Oh, Freddie's got to go. See ya. Just looking at her books now. She has a children's picture book about Grimm, aka the Grim Reaper. Hilarious. She does. It's like a secular view on death or something like that. I can't remember what she said. It was. I didn't buy that one. She did that with another friend of mine who did the illustrations. I think. Yeah, anyways. Shalyn. A book to help kids deal with loss and grief. Oh, I see. Anyway, okay. The Live is Soon Dead, a novel. Yeah, there you go. Anyways, I'm going to be going live on Patreon to give that away in an hour and a half or so. at 3 o'clock my time. So stay tuned for those of you who are doing that. And if you want to join Patreon because you want that, hey, I'm not going to be mad at that. You'll also get your name on the wall. You might even be right next to Ginger Tits. I have a double name up there, so I have to get rid of that. But if you are a Debbie or a Deb, I have a Deb spot. Let me show you. Oh, gosh. Ignore all this walnut. Because I am at the moment. I can't use it till next year. We got Debbie Richards. We got Debbie Odland. We got Deb Frost. Do we have another Deb? Oh, yeah, Debbie M. Yeah, that might be it. I want to put all the Debbies here. So I'm going to leave this blank for a while. But I could put you here, right next to Ginger Tits. Or in here, or in here, or in here. And by the way, the names are just put on there kind of random like this. The size does not mean anything. Some of them I like to do big, some small, just because I think the variation looks kind of neat. And where was the? I know there's a double. I said it in a vlog. Oh, I just noticed this. What the heck? The thorn in your ass, Gramps. I didn't see that before. That's hilarious. I literally just noticed that. The thorn in your ass. I was like, wait, that's not my writing. And then I read it. Well, there's also a Diane here and a Diane here. Or Diana, I guess. Anyway. The Patreon is as low as $1. It only gets your name on the door, and then the after church, as we call it. After church is a Sunday show. Today is Sunday, so we're going to be doing our show right after the giveaway, which we just hang out. Sometimes, or oftentimes, I will find a story that's interesting, and I'll read the story, like some true story or alleged story, or lots of stuff. Tell Ashley we said hello. Oh yeah, I will. She's probably in the house, or she might have gone somewhere. My in-laws are coming over, so I imagine. Oh, she's calling me. Hello? Hello? I will be done in a second. You want to say hello to the folks? Hold on. I got to put you on speaker. Okay, go.
Hello.
Okay. Okay, sorry. What did you? Oh gosh. Sorry, my freaking headphone. Sorry, go ahead. Wait. Okay, go ahead now. Oh yeah, I'll give you a hand. Yeah. Okay, bye. Okay, anyways, we were saying goodbye anyway. Ashley needs my help, so I'm going to go inside. I will see you guys later. And I'll tell her that you all said hello. Okay, so I'll see you on Patreon if you're on Patreon. If not, thanks for hanging out. If you'd like a book, orderfromjosh@gmail.com. Or if you're in the US, please consider getting it off the website, joshuaalexander.ca or .store. Those are going to be shipped from the US, but they will not be signed because I didn't sign any of them. Perhaps what I'll do is I'll sign a bunch, and then when I go to the US next, I will just send them to her, to Patricia, or Siobhan, I mean, who is my US person. So thank you, Siobhan and Patricia as well. Okay? All right. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye!